Hello and welcome to another MCO update on the Japan 225 index. We take a look at the Nikkei, and we take a look at the Nikkei from an Elliott wave point of view, which is the model that we use for market analysis. So hopefully it will add some value, and let me know any feedback and which other stocks or indices from the Asian markets you would like to see on this channel. So what I'm looking at here is the movement to the upside from the March 2020 low. We can see that the index has been in a stable uptrend. It is, as far as I can tell, not an impulsive move up, which kind of makes sense because we are, from an Elliott wave point of view, in a larger degree fifth wave, which is indicating that we could be really close to completing a long-term uptrend, which started here in 2008. This move to the upside is considered an overall impulse from that low in 2008. We had a wave 1, we had a wave 2, we had a wave 3, which topped here in 2018 at around 24,200. Then a corrective pullback in an ABC move to the downside in a wave 4, and now we are in this fifth wave to the upside. So if we zoom in a bit and we go to the daily time frame, the focus is now on this 5-wave move from the 2020 low. Now, from an Elliott wave point of view, we're always looking for the 5-wave pattern. We know that after 5 waves, typically a larger correction is due. And also within the 5th wave, we should get 5 waves. So the idea is that in this 5th wave from the 2020 low, we are looking obviously, and we should be getting 5 waves up. And I can track this move to the upside as a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and now we're likely in the 5th wave. So it tells me that we're likely already in the 5th wave to the upside of the 5th wave. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not the only valid interpretation. There can be further extensions, and maybe in future videos we can talk about other alternative scenarios. Just a quick one, what we could possibly be working on is, in an alternative scenario, only the larger degree 3rd wave, and I'll highlight that in blue. We can discuss all of that in future videos in more detail. Just want to give you an introduction into this index that we haven't covered so far before on YouTube. So, this here could be, let's say, a reasonable alternative, because with a diagonal pattern, the interpretation is never that clear. There are usually different interpretations which could apply. And basically the main point here is that in a diagonal pattern, the subwave structures are ABC structures. So we have an ABC in wave 1, we have an ABC in wave 3, we have an ABC in wave 5. However, an ABC structure can always turn into a larger ABC structure, which means what is possible is that all of this was just the A wave of the 3rd wave. This here was the B wave, and we're now in the 3rd wave, in the C wave. So the main difference is that after the high forms here, in the blue scenario, we can at least watch for another higher low and another higher high. We will need to pay close attention to support levels along the way. We will add support for wave 4, but we don't even have a top yet. So in the very short term, it seems likely that even in the white scenario, we have not topped yet. How can we even define such a target? The way to do that, from an Elliott wave point of view, we use Fibonacci extensions. So we take the length of the wave 1, which topped here in 2021. We go to the low of the wave 2. And then usually what we want to see is in a 3rd wave, in the 3rd wave, we should usually get to the 123.6 extension, which is why I said, look, maybe the 3rd wave is still unfolding. That's not a must, however, right? I mean, what I can identify already is a 5-wave move up. I can identify that already. So it just means from a risk management point of view, we need to be aware the minimum requirements for 5 waves are already fulfilled. Now, on the micro level, we should get further extensions. And the blue wave 3 should ideally, this is ideal, this is what would be perfect, should ideally get to 123.6 extensions. So we talk about 54,370. So that would also be my next key resistance. Now, okay, in terms of resistance, usually the 100% extension is relevant, but as you can see here, we broke above it already. So let's remove that. Next resistance is 54,370, which could then also be a target, yeah, for even the blue third wave. Now let's talk about the smaller time frame, because whether we think it's the blue or the white scenario, it doesn't matter so much. What really matters is there still room for further upside, even in the very short term? Yes, there is, because it looks as if even in this fifth wave up that started in April, which again, I don't want to get too much into the technical side of things, but it should be an ABC structure, and that C wave should be 5 waves. So I can identify an A wave, I can identify a B wave, and the C wave should still grind a little higher. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So that means, what can we do? What would be a first signal that a top is in? Now, I would use a standard Fibonacci support zone for this internal fourth wave. Fourth wave stands for a corrective pullback. So what I will add here to the chart, I will add a support zone. And as long as this is holding, there is not even a sign for a local top. I mean, a local top can always form, but you know, there's no meaningful top. Only if we break below this last swing low that formed around 44,400 and the 61.8 retracement there at 44,320, an assumption would be that a top might have formed. So what we can add to the chart here is a small arrow that will tell us, okay, this is when things are going to start to break down. Yeah, it's a first signal. It's not a full breakdown confirmation, but it would be a first signal. And then, you know, as long as this level is holding, the focus can remain on higher prices than in a fifth wave to the upside towards that blue target zone I mentioned. So that means we're watching for higher prices still, yeah. In the very short term, at any point, there could be a small pullback into the support zone. But for now, there is no such signal. It can always be that we get a small pullback, yeah. But we have a support area that tells us when things are starting to break down. Against it, we can focus on higher. Basically, this is support for upside trend continuation. So yeah, that's the update on the Nikkei. Hope you enjoyed the update. Make sure you subscribe, leave a thumbs up if you appreciate the analysis, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.